Morning. Hope everyone's doing good. So, we have a lot of data coming out today, and it looks like pre-market, we're somewhat flat to lower, and looks like gold is up a little, Bitcoin is up a little, the dollar is also up. That's causing pressure on the market itself. Hence, we are down a little. And so we're going to see how we open up. And we have a very tight range this morning. You'll notice that overnight, this is very different than yesterday's action, huh? If I just take it back here, you can kind of see that though we closed up here, we've kind of been in a very narrow range. And so we're kind of on the low end, and the pre-market is identified with the two lines. Always important to know what your pre-market levels are. And you'll notice here for the Qs, same thing really, very narrow market. So we are just opening up a little lower, nothing too extensive. So we want to keep our eye on the pre-market. If we break out of those pre-market levels, that's a trading opportunity. And then remember that just because we have the indicators on doesn't necessarily mean that, every single entry is an entry. We want to really look at the ticks down here. This gives you a sense of what the audience is. And then we want to make sure, regardless if you're using the indicators or not, that SPY and QQQ mirror each other in the fact that the candles are doing the same things. So not necessarily the indicator, but what the candles are doing. Are they following each other? If we're getting green candles here on SPY, are we getting green on the Qs? They shouldn't be going opposite from one another. And if they are, then that just means it's going to be a tug of war and very choppy day. So because we have a lot of data, be prepared for anything. And I would, limit your trading for the best setups. You only need a couple good trades a day to make this an extra income. And be careful today because there is a lot of data coming in. So I'll keep my eyes open and I'll jump back on here once we start opening up. If you have any questions, just place them in the box. So currently what we have is like a -1 tick, right? So I get the purpose of shorting at resistance. It's just not a good day to trade because if you have -1 or -19 ticks, you need some selling to drive price down. And if you don't have selling, like a ton of selling to drive the price down, then price is going to float and stay there or even drift higher. So with a -52 ticks, I just don't see the value of this shorting opportunity for me. Now I'm looking at the Qs and he is looking at NQs. So there's no doubt in my mind that he probably has a better opportunity to short futures than QQQ. But, I'm looking at the Qs on a 5-minute. And so I'm seeing positive tick action. And I see a little bit of buying. And I see gold. Ooh, this is interesting. Gold is up. The Qs are breaking out as we speak. Ooh, 500 ticks on the buying side. So let's see what we got going on here now. That was an interesting look on thinkorswim. I see a breakout on the Qs with 300 ticks. That was weird though, that gold just broke out of resistance. Let me see that. Ooh, looks like, let's see, I had programmed a Tesla. Let's see what just got filled. I programmed a Tesla call. I think this was from our weekly watch list. It could have been. So we'll give it a little bit of room. My Q position is up 26%. I have a 10-cent trail stop on this, guys. 10-cent trail stop. Now we're trending. If you can put a 10-cent trail stop on something and be in profit by that much, then you know it's a good day. All right, I am back with some fresh coffee. So look at that. Look at the our charts. Look at those charts and look at that gap up. Hey guys, that is we just did some gap training. Look at this gap right here, guys. That is a runaway gap. Jeez, I haven't seen one of those in the trading session, right? That's in the trading session. Wow. Very cool. All right. Oh, let's see. So, doesn't look like much of a pullback now, does it? Not to me, which means what, guys? We're going to be in a gamma squeeze. High demand for calls. Market makers have to hedge. Keep having to hedge higher. And there you have it. So let's get ready to rock and roll. This could possibly get to 448.72. You wanted to take a trade on SPY, you could give yourself to about 446.03, call it thereabouts. Could be your stop loss. This is always really tricky for traders because you feel like it's FOMO. So you really have to kind of wait for this period of time to kind of, it's just really hard for traders to get in. By the way, guys, if you took Fastly with me, that's up 30%. Let me take a look at my trail stop on these. I tell you what my trail stops are on these so that you don't think it's, crazy that you give yourself $20 on something to see if it works. So I gave myself $20 on Fastly, is that right? Yeah, 20 cents on Fastly per contract. So, and that's up 30%. So very easy way to enter a trade so that you can have confidence to get in without thinking that you're going to get taken on it. Let's take a look at coin. So I guess my suggestion for coin was that if you felt like you had missed the boat and you wanted to get into something and the IVR was high. So you'll notice that on coin today, when I got into it, I immediately said, ooh, that's expensive. And the reason I said it is because as soon as I got in, I was at a negative. And if you're already at a negative when you're first getting into a position that's going up, as an example, they hiked the price on those calls. But because coin made such a big movement, it ended up making it up anyway and still being able to have a nice profit. So I'm going to go through my trade activity here so that I can take a snapshot and then work out the percentages. But pretty nice morning, and we could still make a couple trades here. Oh, here's your mid-morning reversal, guys. A little late. yeah, little late here. Let's see how far it goes down. Boy, it could really go down. For a normal, healthy market, going down to the 20 is pretty normal. That's why I say that. I don't even know where to put my thing. I got no room to put my to put my little saying here. Wow. So glad, Jim, that you added unlimited amount of targets. It's been kind of crazy with the target action. We're at 14 targets, guys, for average true range, 17 on the Qs. I also thought which was a great lesson, was our futures trader wanting to get into puts, and then our discussion about why I didn't like that trade. And then at the same moment as describing that action, I could see the increase, right, of the tick action to 500 plus, and then all of a sudden the breakout. So I'm hoping that you using that tick label will help you get a sense of, oh, this is I should save my money right now, right? Or I don't think I like so-and-so's trade. I don't think I like Sandy's trade. This isn't going to work out. You could use that tick, and you can kind of see the size of your audience and recognize if you're going to have a breakout, a breakdown, or an absolutely nothing burger. So hopefully that helped with some of today's lessons. Yes. So I could see SPY coming down to 444.66, and then that would be a nice re-entry, unless it's gonna smack everybody in the face and change its trends, right? So that would be a higher low near the 20. And you can also look at the wave, and you're looking for a curve right at the 0 line on the 5-minute chart for a nice entry for a continuation. Okay. Since we are getting a pullback, I don't want to get too much. Really seems to me, though, that we're going to get a grind up today.